Hi, these are simple TMJ exercises to help you with chronic pain in your jaw, ringing in your ears, pain in your eyes. I need you to sit comfortably, and to begin with, let's just take a few breaths to mobilize the neck and shoulders. So breathe in as you lift the shoulders up, send them around to the back, and exhale. I want you to do that 3 times. So in, one more. Beautiful. Now I want you to bring your nose up to the ceiling and comfortably bringing the chin down to your chest. Only do this, obviously, if this causes a lot of pain, either slow it down or just skip this bit of the exercise. Follow it to the range of motion that you can. Some people do not have full range of motion. So just push it to the level that you can manage. Remember to breathe. And then I want you to, with your chin, draw a circle. Very gentle circle. Doesn't have to be massive, then go the other way. Brilliant. Now this is a very simple fascial exercise that you can do. Fascia is the connective tissue that basically holds your jaw in place. Let's begin with first doing the fascia of the neck. So I want you to put your hands on your breastbone. One hand is in the center of your breastbone, so the palm is literally on the breastbone, and the other hand goes on top. And I want you to just let your hands sink into your rib cage. We're not really pushing, we're just gently sinking into the rib cage. And I want you to breathe. There's no tension in the shoulders. There's no tension in the lower back. And then you'll feel that suddenly your hands are kind of anchored in your chest. Once they feel like that, I want you to lift your jaw or your head very gently upwards. Some of you might feel that just being here is enough. My fascia in this part of my neck is very, very supple, so I can move my head quite far back, but you only move it as far as you can. So in this position, I can already feel a pull here, just underneath my jaw. So I'm not going to carry on, I'm just going to hold this and just breathe. And then as I breathe out, I think of lengthening my neck away from my body, and my shoulders are away from my ears. And then I'm going to, now that that's loosened, I'm going to rotate my head to the side. And as I rotate, my hands are still pressing into my chest. And now I'm feeling a pull here as I rotate my head. So you're just going to hold it until that pulling feeling changes. It's only going to change when you breathe. So you've got to breathe through all these exercises. So take another breath. And then lift your head as if you're creating a half moon with your chin, and find a point that is really tight. For me, there. I can feel that pulling here. You might feel that before or after me, so that's okay. Just find that point. And then once it moves again, I move to the other side. And then for me, that doesn't feel tight. It might feel tight for you, so stay there. So because it doesn't feel tight for me, I'm now going to send my ear to my shoulder. And that I can feel. It feels lovely. It feels really tight, but it's kind of like lengthening. I see it as pizza dough or mozzarella, that you're lengthening away. This is, I feel this all the way along the side of my neck. Okay, and then release. Now, if through that process your hands start slipping down, then just place them again. You can do this while you're at the desk. You can do this at any point. It feels really nice. It kind of stretches everything out. So another very simple exercise is, I want you to think of your clavicle. These are the two bony prominents. And you're going to use this side of your hand. You're going to place it first, your little knuckles on the clavicle, like so. And then you're going to then roll your hand, but it's going to be gentle. There's no gripping in the fingers. And again, I'm going to sit back on my chair, and I'm just going to, I can have my hand holding my sternum gently. And then slowly, really slowly, without force, it's literally as if you're gliding your fingers through sand and you're just wanting to leave the markings without actually damaging the design, if that makes any sense. So slowly, because if I jam and pull up, I'm only pulling skin. If I allow my fingers to just sink and slowly come up, slowly come up. So I'm following the SEM, which is the muscle that goes from the top of your ear all the way to your clavicle on the other side. And you can see that I'm starting to get some movement. And I'm going to turn all the way, and I'm going to start turning my head so it starts reaching the back of my head. It feels really lovely. So you can probably see the stretch. It goes all the way to the back of my head, all the way to kind of the base of my ear. Beautiful. I recommend that you do that 2 or 3 times. I'm going to do the other side. But you can literally do it 2 or 3 times, and then it really releases it. Again, we're putting the little knuckles on the clavicle, and then I'm rotating my hand, so I'm just placing my fingers, the flat section of my fingers, on my SCM. You can see how it's gone red. That's the fascia releasing. I'm going to place my hand gently, pulling down on my sternum, very, very, very gently, and I'm going to breathe. Fascia, which is the connective tissue, will only move with breath. So if you don't breathe, you're going to be sitting here for a long time. And just allow that hand to just melt into your skin. And slowly slides up. Very slowly. Funny, the other side for me is much tighter, so it took a lot longer for my hand to come up. This side is not as bad. Beautiful. So do both sides 2 or 3 times. Then you're going to grab your thumbs and you're going to place them on the base where your hairline is. You're going to start by your ears. So you can have your fingertips just gently holding your head. Start by your ears and relax the shoulders and just allow the thumbs to just melt inside. You'll feel that it's kind of like a little hole, which is basically where the skull meets the neck. There's loads of muscles in there. So we're just allowing it. Now, in some of you, you might have a lot of trigger points, which means that you might have pain. Now, pardon me, if you have pain, think of a pain line 0 to 10, 10 being really uncomfortable. Don't go to a 10. Find a 5 and see whether you can breathe through it. As you breathe through it, that 5 should change. Now it can go up or it can go down. As soon as there is a change, move to a little bit further in. So what I'm doing is I'm going to show you the back. I'm just working my thumbs into the nape of my neck. So I'm just allowing it, I'm not pushing in, I'm just placing and allowing the skin and the muscles and then everything, the connective tissue, to just let me in. And then release. Now another very nice feeling when you're there is you can relax the shoulders, you can allow the thumbs to melt inside, and then just drop your head back just a little bit. So literally I'm holding my head with my thumbs. And then release. And then go back in, down, and then release. Go back in, down, and then release. Beautiful. Now lastly, I want your fingertips to be on the cervical spine. So in the center of your neck, like so, they're just going to be right at the top, cupping your neck. So it's this position, okay? And then I'm going to relax my shoulders and just let gravity grab my elbows. And as gravity grabs my elbows, I'm really locking my fingers gently. I'm not putting any pressure. I'm just allowing the fascia, the connective tissue, to let me in. And slowly, it's as if I'm opening my neck up. So I'm gliding my fingers along the nape of my neck, my head, all the way to my jaw. All the way to my jaw, all the way to my jaw, all the way to my jaw. And I keep coming all the way forwards. To my neck, to my chin. And now I'm going to do that again. I'll show you the back view. So I'm here, I'm dropping the elbows, and I'm just allowing the fingers to come across, all the way to the center, down the SCM, which are the two muscular things that you can see in front, all the way, following that SCM to the clavicle. Then we're going to do that one more time, but rather than coming all the way to the SCM, I'm going to bring it across. And as I bring it across, I'm going to bring my chin to my chest. And really relax, and then bring it back up. And down. And up. And down. And then come all the way to my clavicle. Beautiful. So those are some neck fascial treatment or techniques that can help ringing in your ears and can also help the fascia of your jaw. One more exercise that I would recommend for your jaw. Remember, your jaw and your skull they're the bones, but everything else is muscle and connective tissue. So it's quite supple. So one of the very easy things to do is be very gentle. Place your thumbs on the ridge of your chin and slowly work your thumb in. I'm going to lift my head so you can see. But ideally, I want you to be facing down like this, okay? So you're working all the way in. there, and it comes to there. So gently, this is basically massaging the base of your mouth, where your jaw meets with and connects to the tongue. So if you're having a lot of issues with your jaw, these movements and this connective tissue needs to be released. Now, the other is you place your fingers on the ridge of your jaw again. You allow them to sink. So look at the difference. If I'm just jamming it in, this happens. Okay, which isn't very nice or it's quite painful. Or if I actually allow the tissues to let me in, you see the difference? I'll show you. That's a jam, and that's the connective tissues letting me in. It's very different. A jam is I'm literally shoving the fingers in. The connective tissues here are melting as I allow my fingers to go up towards my cheek. So again, this might be very painful on some people. So be gentle. Go all the way to your little bone. Gentle, 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 gentle. Now, if you want to do both at the same time, you can do this. And another great thing for the connective tissue is you reach where the jaw joins, and then you're going to open your mouth very gently. So I'm not doing anything. I'm not going to move my fingers anymore. I'm just going to open my mouth. And then close it back up. Show you the side view. And close it back up. And close it back up. So the reason my fingers are moving is because my jaw is moving, okay? It's not, my fingers aren't being jammed upwards, it's because the jaw is actually making the movement. And if you're able to do that without too much pain, that will basically open up and lengthen and stretch out that connective tissue. Now, if you liked this video, please follow me on Margarita Bennett in YouTube, subscribe and like the videos. I'll be putting more to help out. All right. My name is Margarita Bennett, by the way. I forgot to introduce myself. I'm a clinical massage therapist and I deal with a lot of TMJ and neck issues. So I hope you find this helpful. Take care. Bye-bye.